Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ashok IT. Yeah. So, in the last session, we discussed about types of teams available in the software project. Okay. In the project, we can see two types of teams. One is onshore team, and the second one is offshore team. Okay. Now, so what do you mean by onshore team? The team which is working in client location is called as onshore team. And what is offshore team? The team which is working in non-client location is called as offshore team. Okay. Now, so guys, could you please tell me how onshore and how onshore and offshore teams will communicate? Guys, could you please tell me how?
Bridge call.
Bridge calls.
Bridge call.
Bridge calls.
Through bridge call.
So through bridge calls, onshore and offshore teams will communicate. Through bridge calls, onshore and offshore teams will communicate. So what is a bridge call? Could you please tell me what is a bridge call? Guys, come on. What is a bridge call?
Like
Conference
conference call in Zoom
How we are
or
having?
Microsoft Team Meet.
Yeah, how we are having this Java real-time project class now? We are in the same location, different locations now.
Different location.
Different location.
Hyderabad. I'm in Hyderabad. Somebody is in Bangalore. Somebody is in Chennai. Somebody is in Andhra Pradesh. Somebody is in some other location. We all are able to communicate with each other, or we are not able to communicate with each other.
We are communicating each other.
We are able to communicate with each other. How do we communicate with each other? Through Zoom. Now, example, we are conducting Java real-time project class in online using Zoom software. Okay, we are conducting Java real-time project class in online using Zoom software. People are joining from different locations. People are joining from different locations. Okay, we all are not in the same location. We are connected from different locations and we are able to communicate. Are you able to see what I am typing in the notepad? Right?
Yes.
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 Are you able to hear what I am speaking here?
Yes.
We are able to communicate. You are able to see whatever I am doing in my system. You are able to see whatever I am typing. You are able to hear what I am speaking. Same way in the company also, in the companies also, people will communicate through these bridge calls. So in the companies, we will use Microsoft Teams software to communicate with project team members. In companies, we will use Microsoft Teams software to communicate with the project team members. Able to understand? Okay, so one person will set up a meeting and he will send a meeting invitation to all the project team members who are required to be participate in that meeting. They will join in that meeting and they will communicate. Okay, so onshore and offshore people will communicate through bridge calls. In onshore mainly functional team members will be available. In onshore, mainly functional team members will be available. So what do you mean by functional team member? Guys, what do you mean by functional team member?
Requirement. Which are aware of requirements. Taking
Business analyst.
The functional team members are responsible to collect requirements from the client.
Right.
These functional team members will communicate with the client, and will gather requirements from client. In onshore, mainly functional team members will be available. These functional team members will communicate with the client and will gather requirements from client. Functional team is also called as business team. Functional team is also called as business team. BA. We will call it as a business analyst or BA. These people are responsible to collect the requirements from the client. In offshore, development center will be development center will be there. In offshore, development center will be there. So what do you mean by development? Development, testing, deployment, everything will be involved. Dev team, testing team, dev team, testing team, build team, DB team, etc. will be available in offshore location. Will be available in offshore location. In onshore, mainly functional team members will be available. These functional team members will communicate with the client and will gather requirements from the client. Functional team is also called as business team. Okay, those people are only responsible to communicate with the client and collect requirements from the client. Now coming to offshore, in offshore, development center will be there. In the development center, dev team, testing team, build team, DB team, etc. Teams will be available. Teams will be available. So are you able to understand? Sure. Majority of the members will belongs to functional team. In the onshore, majority of the members belongs to functional team. Those people will collect requirements from the client. In the offshore, dev team, testing team, build team, DB team, these teams will be available. So functional team will collect the requirements, will give it to the offshore. Offshore people will develop, will test it, will deliver it to the client. Okay, like this in the companies, projects developments are going to happen. When a developer get a doubt on the requirement, developer will not communicate with the client directly for the clarification. So between the developer and the client, functional team will be available. Okay, so here dev or testing team, development and testing team will be available. In between, we will have functional team. This functional team will communicate with the client. This is the process that we are going to see in the real time. So dev team will communicate with the functional team. Functional team will communicate with the client. Now tell me, can we directly communicate with the client for understanding the requirements? Can we directly communicate with the client to understand the requirement, guys? Please respond to my questions.
No.
We cannot communicate with the client directly. Even in my 8 years of experience, I never got the chance to communicate with the client directly for understanding the requirement. Client will give the requirement to the functional people. Functional people will give the requirements to the development team and testing team. If a developer or a tester have any doubt on the requirement, they cannot communicate with the client directly. They need to communicate with only functional team. Then functional team will communicate with the client. Now you may have a question. Functional team is in the client location in the onshore. Development team is available in the offshore. How these developers will communicate with the functional team?
Bridge call.
Bridge call. What do you mean by bridge call? Can I call it as a conference call?
Yes.
Can I call it
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
bridge call? Now our Java real-time project class is happening through bridge call. Do you understand?
Yes.
Same way in the company, bridge call will happen. Here we are using Zoom software. In the company, they may use some other software. Right? So most of the companies are using Microsoft Teams for bridge calls. Got it?
Yes.
Right. So, sir, with this, as of now, in our project batch, still we are talking about the part 1 of our course. In this part 1, I explained about software companies, how many types of companies are available, and software projects, how many types of projects are available, and software jobs, how many types of jobs are available in the industry, and software project teams, how many types of teams will be available in the project, and how those teams are going to communicate with each other. All of you clear with all these 4 concepts?
Yes, sir.
Companies, as we have discussed here, we will have product-based companies, we will have service-based companies, and we will have outsourcing-based companies also. Coming to the software projects, here we will have 3 types of projects: scratch development, maintenance projects, and migration projects will be available. How many types of jobs will be available?
Two permanent.
Permanent and contract to hire.
Contract jobs will be available and C2H jobs will be available. What do you mean by C2H? Contract to
Hire.
They will take you on contract basis for 4 months or 5 months. If they still have more work, they will extend your contract. If your performance is good, they will permanent you in the company. If the work is completed, they don't have any other work, then they will remove you from the company. So that is a contract to hire position. Now, software project teams. Here we have seen onshore team.
Onshore.
Onshore, offshore.
What will happen in the onshore location? Mainly, functional people will be available. They will collect requirements from the client. What will be there in the offshore?
Development and testing.
Development center will be available. So project development will happen, project testing will happen, project deployments will happen. These things will happen in the offshore location. Now, sometimes in the onshore also, development will happen, testing will happen, deployment will happen. Okay, so it depends upon the client preference where he want to keep the team members. Sometimes onshore members will come to offshore to explain the requirements. Sometimes offshore members will go to onshore for client project support. Okay, so traveling will be there. Onshore people can come to offshore. Offshore people will go to onshore. Depends upon client requirement. Depends upon client requirement. Client will tell what needs to happen. Suppose in the development center, there are 20 developers are available. Client needed 2 developers. Who is doing the better work? Who is having a complete knowledge on the project? Those people will get the on-site opportunity. Client will provide the expenses to stay in the on-site location. Okay. Now we are going to develop a critical requirement for June release. We need to deliver one critical functionality of the project in the month of June 2021. For that, requirements also complicated. So if we discuss over a bridge call, we are not getting the clarity on the requirements. Then client will send functional person from onshore to offshore for 1 month or 2 months of time just to explain the requirements to the developers and testers. Okay, the traveling will happen between onshore and offshore locations. Are you guys clear with this one?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Next one. So many people are asking, sir, what types of roles will be available in the software company? Suppose if I get the job in the company with the 2 years experience, what position I am going to get? If I get the job in the company as a fresher, what position I am going to get? So one thing that I want to tell you first is note, all companies will not follow same process for roles. Company to company, roles are going to be different. Company to company, roles will be different. Company to company, roles will be different. Okay. Now, I will give you example of one company, how the roles will be available in that company. Okay. Now, if you have 0 to 2 years, 0 to 1 year experience, they will take you as associate engineer, associate analyst or associate engineer. That means they will consider you as a fresher. When you are joining in the company with 0 to 1 year experience, they will treat you as a associate engineer. They will treat you as a associate engineer. Now, if you are having 2 to 3 years of experience, they will consider you as a BTA. BTA nothing but business technology analyst. They will consider you as a business technology analyst. 0 to 1 year experience and 2 to 3 year experience. 0 to 1 year experience and 2 to 3 year experience, they will consider you as business technology analyst. That means you are not fresher, you are not that much experience. So business technology analyst. Now 3 to 5 years experience. If you are having 3 to 5 years experience, they will consider you as consultant. They will consider you as a consultant. Now, from 5 years to 8 years experience, they will consider you as senior consultant. They will consider you as senior consultant. Able to understand this, guys? 5 to 8 years, it may take sometime 9 years also. they will consider you as a senior consultant. Now, once it is done, now from 8 years to 12 years experience, they will consider you as manager. Now, from 12 years to 15 years or 16 years of experience, they will consider you as senior manager. 16 plus years of experience, then they will consider you for director position. They will consider you for director position. 16 to 20 years of experience, if you are having in the industry, then they will consider you as a director position. They will consider you for the director. After that, VC, vice president will be available, principal, like that several roles are available. Now, sir, if I have 2 to 3 years experience, definitely will I get the BTA? That depends on your technical skills also, guys. So based on your experience, you don't get the promotions. Based on the experience, you don't get your promotion. Experience should be there, and technically you should be very strong. Then only you are going to get the promotion for the next level. So when you join the company, let me complete, sir. When you join in the company as a fresher, they will give you associate engineer. In some companies, they will give you the role as a software trainee. Okay, company to company, the roles are going to be different. So in my previous company, I have seen the role as associate engineer. In my current company, the role is software trainee for the freshers. Okay, now, so in some companies, if you are having 2 to 3 years or 3 to 4 years of experience, they will give you BTA, business technology analyst. Okay, they will observe you for 1 year, how you are working. If you are doing good work, then they will promote you to the BTA as a business technology analyst. So 2 to 3 years or 2 to 4 years of time, you will be in the BTA. If you are really doing good work, if you are working independently without taking much help from the others, then they will promote you to consultant level. Consultant means along with your work, you need to help the others also in your team. You need to help the freshers available in your team. BTA means you need to concentrate more on your work and you need to maintain the quality. You need to improve the quality of, you need to learn how to provide, how to deliver quality of the work in the project. Okay, you will concentrate on your work. When you promoted to consultant level, along with your work, you need to guide 2 to 3 freshers available in your project. You need to monitor those people. You need to help the people. In the companies. So here, some companies will call it as consultant role. In some companies, it is called as software engineer. In some companies, it is called as software engineer or junior software engineer or senior software engineer. The role will be available. When you are working as a consultant, along with your work, you need to help the people also. You need to solve the problems that people are facing in your project. The people who are having less experience than you, if they stuck up with any problem, if they are facing any problem, then you need to solve the problem. You need to help them. You need to show your leadership skills in this consultant role. You need to show your leadership skills in the consultant role. You need to provide some presentations regarding the project. You need to provide KT sessions. You need to provide in-house trainings as a consultant. Okay. Now, if you are doing more work, if you are doing the work beyond your level, then you will go for next level promotion, that is senior consultant. In some companies, it is called as senior software engineer. In some companies, it is called as senior software engineer. Okay. Senior software engineer or senior consultant is equal to team lead level. In some companies, we will call it as a TL, team lead. You need to manage the team. You need to manage your team work also. If any of the team member is not working properly, then you are responsible. When you are in the senior consultant role or in the senior software engineer role or in the team lead role, okay, you need to manage the team. They will assign you 5 to 6 people and you need to monitor what work they are doing. If anybody facing the problem, you need to help them. So you need to act like a team leader here when you are having senior consultant role. Okay. Now, when it comes to the manager, you need to manage the team leads. Manager will manage the team leads. Manager will give the task to the TL. TL will give the task to the team members. Okay. Manager will give the task to TL. So in the project, 2 to 3 TLs will be available based on the capacity. Suppose the project, 2 team leaders are available, 1 manager is available. So whatever the requirement that we get from the client, that manager will give to the team leads. Team leads will distribute the work to the team members. Team lead will distribute the work to team members. Okay. Now, so senior manager. Senior managers will manage. Manager means will manage one project. Will manage one project only. He will work as a manager for only one project. That manager is responsible for the project. He is accountable for the project. If any work is not completed, okay. So senior manager will ask the manager, hey manager, why it is not completed? Then manager will ask the team lead. Team lead will ask the team members. Okay. Senior manager, this guy will manage multiple projects. So not only one project, this senior manager will manage multiple projects. Under one senior manager, multiple projects will be available. For every project, manager will be available. Inside, under the manager, team leads will be available. Under the team lead, team members will be available. That is the role chart that you are going to see in the IT industry. And the director, he will manage senior managers. Will manage senior managers in the company. Who all are the senior managers are available? Those people will report to this director. Okay. So the role chart will be available like this. Okay. Team member. Now, team member. For your experience, 2 to 3 years or 5 years, you will be team member. Team member will report to team lead. Team lead will report to manager. Team lead will report to manager. Manager will report to senior manager. Senior manager will report to director. Directors will report to vice president. Okay, vice president. That vice presidents will report to CEO. Okay, this is how the roles will be available in the IT industry. What the work that you are doing for the project, you need to inform to your team lead. That is called reporting. If you want to take a leave, if you want to take any leave for the office or whatever the work that you are doing, what is the status of the work, that you need to report to your team lead. Okay, what the work the team lead is doing, the team lead should report to manager. Okay, what the work that manager is doing should report to senior manager. Senior manager will report the work to director. Director will report to vice president. Vice presidents will report to CEO. So this is how the reporting structure or role structure will be available in the IT companies. Are you able to follow this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Right. In the interview, they will ask you, who is your reporting manager? Who is your reporting manager? That question they will ask you. What do you mean by reporting manager? To whom you will give the updates about your work. To whom you will give updates about your work is called as your reporting manager. Okay. So you are actually reporting to the TL and ultimately the TL will report to the manager. So you need to tell this manager name. Who is your reporting manager? That means who will monitor your work. To whom you will give your updates about the work. That person is called as your reporting manager. Today, if you want to take a leave, from whom you need to seek the permission? From the reporting manager only you need to take the permission. If a manager wants to take a leave, will that manager take a permission from the TL or manager should take the permission from the senior manager?
Senior
Senior
manager.
manager.
If the manager wants to take a leave, should he take the permission from the TL or he should take the permission from the senior manager?
Senior manager.
Senior manager. Because that manager will report to senior manager. Suppose now I want to take a leave for today. Do I need to take the permission from the CEO directly?
No.
No need.
You are a team member. Tomorrow you want to take a off. Tomorrow is your birthday or your marriage anniversary or your kid's birthday. Something is there. You want to take off for tomorrow. Can you ask CEO to take the leave?
No, sir.
No.
You need to follow some process. Okay. You will inform to your TL or you will inform to your manager because they are the reporting persons for you. They are the reporting persons for you. So you need to know the role structure and the process that will be following in the IT industry. So in the interview, when they ask you, who is your reporting manager? You tell some name. Satish is my manager. I will report to that guy. So directly, without thinking for a second also, you should tell your manager name because daily we will interact with our managers. We should not forget those guys' names. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. So anybody having any questions on the roles in the companies?
Sir, what about architect?
Project architect, that guy will be different. He is technically the guy who is technically very strong and who worked on multiple projects, having 10 plus years of experience or 15 plus years of experience. Those people will act as a project architects. Those project architects also will manage multiple projects. The people who are really strong technically, those people will become project architects.
Sir, can we mention software developer instead of software engineer?
Yes, you can mention that also, but some companies will call, I told you that, right? Initially only I mentioned that point. Company to company roles will be different. Some companies, they will call as software engineer. In some companies, they will call as software developer. In some companies, they will call as a system engineer. In the Infosys company, the role is system engineer. Okay, system engineer level 1, system engineer level 2. In some companies, the levels will be available. Okay, instead of calling as consultant, senior consultant and all, they will call like this. So SE level 1, SE 1 level. If you join as a fresher, SE 1. After 2 years or 3 years experience, you will become SE 2. After 5 years experience, you will become SE 3. That is software engineer level 1, level 2, level 3. Like that, levels will be available in some companies. So once you attend the interview, once you got selected in the interview, the HR will tell you what is the role mapping in that company. Role mapping in that company. So for how many years experience, what role they are going to map, that you can ask the HR. That you can ask the HR. In the interview, HR will ask you, do you have any questions for me? You can ask this question. So may I know the role mapping structure in this company? Okay. So now I have 3 years experience. What role I am going to get if I join in this company? What would be my designation in the company if I join with these 3 years of experience? That question you can ask the HR in the HR round. So anybody attended the interview as of now? Guys, anybody attended HR interview?
No, sir.
Nobody?
Yes, I am okay.
So you attended the interview. So did HR ask you that question?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me at the end of the interview?
Yeah,
Definitely
yes.
they will ask you.
Actually, I haven't reached the HR yet. Actually.
Okay, good, no problem. Okay,
in
once,
my current
yes, sir, tell me, sir.
in my current project in company, I am as a software engineer, and in client location, I have been my designation is consultant.
Consultant. Okay, so in your parent company, you are a software engineer. In your client
Yeah.
company, you are a consultant. Okay.
Yes.
So when you go for C2H, they will call you as a consultant only. When you go for client location, they will call you as consultant.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what, sir. Company to company, the roles are going to be different. Role mapping is going to be different. So you don't need to bother about this role mapping, because tomorrow you will attend some company interview. In that company, what role mapping will be there, what designation will be there, we don't know now. Okay. So I can tell you my previous company role mappings designation process, but all the company designations we don't know. So when you attend the interview, in the HR interview, you can ask the HR what is the designation process in this company, or what is the role mapping process in this company. Then they will explain you clearly what mapping that they are going to follow in that company. Got it? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any questions, anyone? Anybody having any questions?
So what about level 1, level 2 companies, sir?
So those companies also will have, I mean, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 companies or CMI, MMI levels will be available, sir. So if the company following the proper documentation, proper rules and regulations, then they will get the high level 5 company. Top MNC companies will be level 5 companies. Okay, level 4, level 1, level 2, level 3, minimum level 2, level 3 will be maintained. Startup companies who are not having the proper documentation, they don't get that. So whenever they apply for that level, so that some department will be there, they will verify what is the process that companies are following. Based on that, they will decide the level. CMMI levels will be there for the companies. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Sir, what is the major project that we are going to discuss in this course?
Insurance domain, sir. We are going to discuss insurance domain.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay.
So you told like the onshore people will give the requirements to the offshore people. They will convey like in what communication they will convey. Like it's in mail or in any document or any tickets they will assign. Like how it will be there the process.
Once they have collected the requirements from the client, they will prepare a FDD document and they will share the FDD document to the offshore people through SharePoint location. So currently we are talking about the introduction part, right? When I start the mini project, part 3 of our course, in the mini projects, I will tell you when I take a project, how that project will start from scratch, how the requirements will be collected, how functional people will prepare the requirement document, how they will give to offshore, how offshore people will understand the document. If I get a doubt how to communicate with the onshore, the complete process I will explain in the part 3 of our course, that is mini projects.
Oh, sir. Like what is meant by FDD, sir? Like what is the abbreviation?
Functional design document. All the requirements will be documented in that document.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, technical interview also asked the same question, sir.
Technical interview also.
Ask the same question means, do you have any question for me?
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me? So for
Yeah.
technical people, if they ask you, do you have any questions for me? You don't ask them the role mapping for them. Role mapping question you need to ask the HR.
HR.
So if they ask you, do you have any questions for me? You can ask them, what are the technologies that are using in your project? Okay. What type of domains this company is dealing with? This recruitment is for a specific project or is it for a resource pool? Like that, you can ask some questions. I will tell you going forwards.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, you mentioned like for the both two courses, you offer one more course like React.js.
Angular.
Angular.
If you join Spring Boot Microservices both, I will take Angular classes for you people.
Yes, sir. For
I
our
will
batch.
conduct free Angular free batch for you.
Yeah, you are the trainer or else someone is dealing that.
I will decide, sir. If I have a schedule, I will be the trainer. Otherwise, I will arrange another faculty for you.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, maintenance projects are there, no, sir?
Maintenance project?
Yeah, like the production support, will it come under maintenance project or something else?
Yes, production support comes under maintenance project only. Production support, nothing but enhancement, bug fixing, change request, all these things comes under maintenance.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, people are having one more question, sir. How to cover the gap? I completed my BTech in the year of 2017. Now it is 2021. 4 years gap is there. How can I get into IT industry? And some people are having a question, sir. My academic percentage is below 60. How can I attend the interviews? Can I get the job in the IT industry or not? Okay. Some people may have a question, sir. I have a non-IT experience in past. So how can I show that experience in the IT industry? So do you have such kind of questions or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to explain that.
Yes, sir.
That gap, how to attend the interviews, okay, how to manage that. One request, guys, people who are, I'm stopping YouTube live for this concept. So people who are watching this video in the YouTube, you can find the Zoom details in the description of the video. Please connect with me in the Zoom, and if you have any question, you can ask me, and I will clarify your questions. Okay, the people who are watching in YouTube, please join in the Zoom. So Zoom details, Zoom link and password is available in the description of the video. Thank you, guys. YouTube viewers, bye. See you in the Zoom.